Hey, today we're diving into one of the most critical aspects of marketing technology implementation, understanding why some initiatives soar while others crash and burn. So, more importantly, we'll explore how low-code and no-code solutions are democratizing technology access across organizations. Okay, let's get on with it. The next 10 minutes or so, we'll examine real success stories, dissect spectacular failures, and also discover how to empower your teams without getting stuck in technical bottlenecks. So let's begin with the success side of the equation. Airbnb, in its early days, had discovered they integrated their marketing platform with automated email sequences, dynamic pricing algorithms, and cross-platform data synchronization. Now, the important thing here is that they use these three particular elements, the unified data architecture, the cross-functional team collaboration, and the iterative testing, as the pillars of development. So let's understand that is what we call the key. They started simple and scaled systematically. They didn't try to build everything at once. Instead, they connected existing tools, automated repetitive processes, and empowered their marketing team to make data-driven decisions without constantly relying on engineering resources. So let's look at what causes failure. Target, so close to the border up there in Canada, yet so far away, and other faux pas. That's what we subtitled this one. Target's failed expansion into Canada, partly attributed to their inability to integrate supply chain technology with their existing systems. They had data silos, sound familiar, between inventory management, customer analytics, and marketing automation. The result was then poor product availability. The customers were frustrated, and ultimately they exited the Canadian market. So let's look at the data silo issue. Teams operating with disconnected systems leading to inconsistent customer experiences and insights. Team misalignment. Tech team solutions that don't match marketing sales needs. Marketing tools without considering tech constraints. It's two sides of the same coin. Lack of governance. Governance is an important aspect here because with no clear ownership of data quality, system maintenance, or user training, you have a problem. I often say in classes it's about being responsible or being accountable. We need people to be accountable. We need individuals to be accountable of individual tasks. Finally, integration breakdowns, tools that don't communicate effectively, creating manual workarounds. We've all experienced that. And that defeats the whole automation purpose, right? The technology is only half the solution. Many enterprises implementing Salesforce, for example, the huge mega monster of SFAs, without proper change management is a failure. Organizations spend millions on sophisticated CRM implementations, only to have adoption rates below 30% because teams weren't trained. Data wasn't cleaned, and existing workflows weren't considered. So when we talk about this, we want to think about things like no-code and low-code, or the no-code revolution. No-code platform interfaces, drag-and-drop demonstrations, for example. Zapier exemplifies this revolution. It allows marketing teams to create complex automation workflows without writing code. A marketing manager can connect their email platform to their CRM, trigger social media posts based on blog publications, and update spreadsheets automatically when leads convert. So the key advantage is these platforms eliminate the traditional bottleneck between marketing vision and technical execution. Marketing professionals can prototype solutions, test concepts, and iterate quickly without requiring expensive development resources. Think about Airtable. Zapier is one, Airtable is another. It's transformed how teams manage data and workflows. Instead of waiting months for custom dedicated development, marketing teams can create sophisticated project management systems, customer databases, and campaign tracking tools in hours, not days or months. And then there's Webflow, which enables marketing teams to build and iterate on landing pages without developer dependencies. Companies like Lattice used Webflow to rapidly test and deploy conversion-optimized pages, reducing their time to market from weeks to days. Time to market is really kind of a critical one. Now, what about this buy versus build or build versus buy decision framework? There's this idea that if you break it down to build it right, you can really make things happen. So let's look at the build option. You build when your competitive advantage depends on proprietary functionality. When existing solutions don't meet specific critical requirements, and when you have dedicated development resources and long-term maintenance capabilities. That's a big one there. Most companies don't have that. Finally, when the total cost of ownership, including maintenance and updates, is lower than purchasing alternatives. What about buying the solution? Drop-ins. Standard functionality meets about 80% of your needs. Buy it. Time to market is critical. Don't have a lot of time to develop. Buy it. You lack internal development expertise. You're going to have to buy it. And the vendor provides ongoing support and regular updates. We've talked about that in previous videos. Those are the concepts that you want to think about when you want to consider buying. So when we think about the cross-functional empowerment, we really think about these four components. Marketing technology affects the entire firm, so involve everyone. Create governance frameworks. Develop guidelines for when teams can implement solutions independently versus when they need technical review. This prevents chaos while enabling agility, big word. Fostering collaboration, creating regular touch points between marketing, sales, customer success, and technical teams. The funnel, the journey, whatever you want to call it. Shared understanding prevents misaligned implementations. And then we forget this a lot, or if we do, we'd give it cursory interest, and that is investing in training, allocating budget for ongoing education. When marketing professionals understand basic automation principles, they make better tool selection decisions and create more effective workflows. You're around the workplace a long time, you know a lot of stuff, and somebody pops up some new technology, you don't know what it is, you kind of feel a little bit sheepish about, asking, right? We're all kind of that way. So invest in training. Implement staged rollouts. Start with simple use cases, demonstrate value, then gradually expand capabilities. This builds confidence and competence across teams. The best practice of Buffer, a company that was started years ago, demonstrates this approach effectively. Their marketing team uses no-code tools for social media automation and analytics, while their engineering team focuses on core product development. Regular cross-team reviews ensure alignment without creating bottlenecks. I think Buffer actually sprang out of Sprint years ago. So let's summarize, shall we? Successful MarTech, AdTech, and CommTech implementations share common characteristics. They begin with clear business objectives. They prioritize data integration. They involve cross-functional teams from the beginning. They leverage appropriate technology for their specific needs. They avoid failures that stem from data silos, poor integration, and team misalignment. And when it comes to build versus buy decisions, they are driven by strategic requirements, not preferences. And finally, they empower cross-functional teams, requiring governance, training, and ongoing collaboration to make it all work. Next up, deeper dive into specific no-code platforms and walk through building actual automation workflows. That should be some fun. See you soon. Bye.